The topic for the today's webinar is Tally, it's Tally Prime Time. And we have with us CA Jiten Mehta, who will cover the new features introduced by Tally. I, on behalf of JB Nagar CP Study Circle, welcome CA Jiten Mehta ji to the study circle. And I now request CA Rahul Nagaji, one of the core committee member, to introduce the today's speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year to everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce CA Jiten Manar Mehta today, who is also an ex-alumni of R.A. Podar College of Commerce and Economics, Matunga. He has over 25 years of experience in the field of accountancy, taxation, audit, system audit, and information technology. He is the ex-convener of Matunga CPE Study Circle of WIRC and at present the member of the governing board. He is also a lecturer at Alpes Computer Education, which is the #1 authorized Tally Academy in Dadar West for aspiring students and pursuing accounting and taxation. He is diversified his practice in Tally ERP9 training, implementation, and customization. He is also into system implementation for organizations and technology consultancy for adopting and adapting to latest technology. He is a co-contributor to various publications of WIRC, including Tally for Professionals and Guide to Working from Home for Every Professional. He is also a member of the committee and groups at WIRC. He is member of the Tally Business Advisory Program of Tally Solutions Private Limited since 2007 and also a member of the Tally Anchor groups at Tally Evangelist. With this brief introduction, let us welcome CA Jiten Mehta for today's seminar with a round of applause.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Thanks to the conveners and the core group members for inviting me to this JB Nagar forum. And the topic for today, actually the audit has been extended, but still I think there are so many members who are attending today. And the topic for today is Tally Prime. Many members are aware of Tally ERP9. I think almost all the members will be aware of that. So today, what I will be covering is what are the new features in Tally Prime, which will be useful to us, and as well as few old features which are useful to as a chartered accountant in practice, as well as compliance management, and also for our audits. That also I will try to cover. And first, I will start with a small PPT where what I will be covering today, I will be just mentioning that, and then everything else will be practical. And after that, if time permits, 28 December only, we have Tally has launched this Tally e-invoicing from Tally as well as e-payments from Tally. If time permits, I will show you few slides in Tally, how to do e-invoicing in Tally at the end, and as well as Tally e-payments, which is there. So now I will start with my PPT. So today Tally ERP9 version, now the latest version is Tally Prime. So many people, they have not yet converted to Tally Prime, but now they have given that facility that you can convert it to Tally Prime and you can still continue with your Tally ERP9. So you can try one or two companies in Tally Prime, and if you are confident enough, you can just switch out all your clients' companies and your companies to Tally Prime. So now this, I will teach you how to upgrade from Tally ERP9 to Tally Prime. It's very easy. You can just copy that data folder into Tally Prime and it will be get converted. So you cannot come back from Tally Prime to Tally ERP9. So what I suggest to my clients is first to convert one or two companies to Tally Prime. And if you have hands-on on Tally Prime, if everything is okay, then balance companies you can directly convert into Tally Prime. So I am also into practice. So for my clients, what I did was that I switch over one small company, one medium-sized company, and one big corporate. I tried on that, and when it was successful, within few days, I told all my clients to switch over to Tally Prime. Now, what is the objective of Tally Prime? It is simply by the simplest. Tally's motto is it was already simple. So now it is simplifying the simplest. There is greater flexibility to adapt even more to your business and way of working, like new MIS reports as well as for audits. And fresh look and feel, like change is inevitable. So now there is a fresh look, new colors combination. Then features of Teleprime. What are the features of Teleprime? One is folder browsing. Directly you can browse your companies wherever it is, whether it is C drive, D drive, or E drive. You can directly browse your company by selecting that folder by keyboard or mouse. So I will be showing you practically. One is the folder browsing. And second thing is top menu and right buttons. Now the screen has changed and all your data is on top menu is there, as well as side buttons are there. So top menu, right buttons help the user to navigate from anywhere to anywhere within the product. So no need to do escape and go to some other report. Directly from top menu, you can access maximum reports, as well as you can do the voucher entries. This is the main feature of top menu and right buttons. Then go to and switch to. These two buttons, go to and switch to, are the main features of Teleprime, which will help you to navigate between reports as well as multitasking. So we'll be learning these go to and switch to buttons. Go to and switch to is like Google. It is for search also. Second thing, easily multitask with voucher entry. While doing voucher entry, if you want to give some reports to your boss, or you want to take, no need to come out of the voucher entry. You can directly go to that report. You can take printout, again start with your voucher entry. So that multitasking is possible nowadays in this latest Teleprime. Change view in Teleprime reports helps you look at them differently. There is change view feature, there is basis of values feature, and exception reports. Now optimize printing. Save the cost of stationery without compromising quality with optimized invoice printing. Now many clients, they used to print invoice in 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. So now there is, you can optimize. Suppose your invoice runs into 4 pages, it might be reduced to 2 pages. If it was running in 2 pages, it might reduce to 1 page. So that way you can optimize your printing by clicking one button. So automatically Tally will optimize that screen, and the 2 pages invoice will be printed in 1 page, single page. Single sign-in experience. Now suppose you have multiple companies in Tally and all have same user ID password. Once you select one company and open that company, another company you can open it without giving the user ID password. So single sign-in experience is there. Login into multiple companies with the same credentials using a single sign-in facility. Now analysis and verification, audit and analytical rule. This was already there in Tally. It is already now in Teleprime. You can go to balance sheet, you can go to profit and loss account, directly raise your verification notes, and you can do online internal audit or statutory audit or tax audit related features where you can raise the queries inside Tally itself, and you can get clarification from the staff of your client. So this is a very good tool. Security control, easily manage password and user role. You can, password system is there. It was already there, but now it has been enhanced little bit. It has been enhanced. Setup manager. Now troubleshoot license application runtime issues. Now many people were facing that issue. Then Tally, sometimes some file gets corrupted. This is related to software. Suppose software one file is deleted. In Teleprime, automatically that file, once you run that setup manager, automatically that program or your license, that file will be again there, and you can run your program without taking help of anyone from Tally. So it is like Atmanirbhar. Now technical details in one place. Now when you are having your Teleprime in one single screen, you have all the technical details of your PC. What is your hard disk? How much is your RAM? All these things in the one single screen. So whenever your computer person asks you what is there, you can just click on that about, and all the technical details will be there at one place. Now web browsing. Now web browsing was already feature was implemented. Again, they have added more reports in Teleprime directly from a mobile or from your wherever you are. If your company is connected, then you can web browse your reports from anywhere. If you're traveling, you can just web browse your reports by logging into that company. I will be showing you practically all these things. Now there are so many things have been changed in Teleprime. So one by one, I will go to directly to Tally and show you this what are the new features available in TelePrime. Now, last thing is e-invoicing and e-payments. If time permits, I will show you that also. This has been released on 29 December. TelePrime release 1.1, e-invoicing and e-payments. So it's time for TelePrime. I will just switch over to my tele screen. So this is a path where I have saved my company, e-TelePrime data CPE. You can see my screen, na, madam?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So here what in Tele now, directly you can give that path name here only. Suppose you have stored our client's data somewhere else or our data somewhere else, you can directly specify the path. It will open directly into this path, but if you want to change the path, you can change the path from here. You can just say specify path and you can give that path to that.
Yeah, that is. But how to convert a Tally
Yeah, that I
ERP
will
to
show you.
Tally Prime?
That I will show you. So this is how you select this. Now, if I want to go to another folder, now this e-TelePrime data is one folder. Inside that, I have one more folder. Now, see, it is showing a folder. It is not a company, it is a folder. So now, if I go to CPE, again, these three companies, 80007 is the company in TelePrime, 8002 is the company, and 10030 is the company TelePrime. Now, these are the folders where if I go to this, then this is the 10,000 the company. So I can just select this company. I can just give the password. So this company is selected. Now, if I want to go to another company, I'll just say company, I will just say select. Now it is all the buttons are on the top bar. All the buttons are on the top bar. So if I select on company, I say select button. Then if I want to go to this, if I say up here, this is the up button is there. I go to up. So again, it will go to CPE and I can select this company here, Apex Electricals. Again, if I want to select one more company, I can just say select. I can say consumer durables. Now madam was asking how to convert. Now there is one folder. Suppose I say select. And if I go to APJV CRM, this is a folder. Now this company 10,000, I have not yet migrated to Tele. I have copied that company from my Tele ERP9 folder to this folder. So it will show it to me that migration is required. I have not yet migrated from Tele ERP9 to TelePrime. I just say enter. It will ask me migrate. If I say migrate, it will migrate and the backup is taken. Tele will take backup before migration, yes. And where I want to take backup is the destination. Now, if I want to change the destination, I can just go to configure first. Okay, this is the backup path. Now, what I suggest my clients, don't give same common path to everyone because see, your company might be 10,000. Your client company also number might be 10,000. So what I generally do is for individual company, I take new backup path. I can just say E prime backup backslash my company name. Suppose my company name is APJV. So this is my new destination path for the backup. So it will say E prime BKP does not exist. Do you want to create? I will say yes. Once this is done, I will just say escape, escape, escape. So now, if this is the thing, if I want to change it to E prime BKP, I will take backup in E prime BKP. If I want to change to someone else, I'll go to this. I'll go to backup destination path. I will create one more thing, APJV. E colon backslash tally prime backslash AP JB. So now my backup destination path has changed. So once I say escape, 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 now this will be stored in this backup. If I say migrate now, it is taking the backup and now it has been converted into Tally ERP, from Tally ERP 9 to Tally Prime. So if I now go to company and I say select, see now here, previously it was showing that migration required. Now it has already migrated. So now that marking will go. So whenever you are not converting to Tally Prime, all that companies will be shown as migration required. You have to just copy that Tally ERP9 company from your Tally ERP9 folder to Tally Prime data folder and just click on the migration button. It is very simple. It will be converted within few seconds or few minutes depending on the data you have. Now I will go to company again. There is one create company. Suppose you want to create a new company. You just go to create. You can directly create a new company. You can give the address. You can state India. Now this is Tally is used in Indonesia, UAE, Malaysia, everywhere. So you have to give that. If I give Maharashtra, if it is India, it will show Maharashtra. If it's some other country, it will show some other state. I will show Maharashtra, India. So depending on your India, it will show all these states. If you go to some another country, you can just click on change country. And you can select the country where you are using Tally, whether UAE or somewhere. And you can give according to that, whether you are using in UK. Again, if I go to back, I'll go to India and I will select here Maharashtra. Pin code and all that things that you have to give. And now the name, many people, they write Messrs in front of the name. So I suggest my client don't use Messrs in the company as well as in the ledger accounts. If you create everything under Messrs, all the ledgers will be together. So you should avoid using this Messrs word in front of the company's name. And address also should be short and sweet, like name of the building and a few lines like building name, road name, and area. Now, above this, below this, opposite. Many people get that address registered with the GST and income tax also. Opposite Cafe Coffee Day. Now, suppose Cafe Coffee Day shuts down their shop. So whenever you open a company, whether you are registering GST or TDS or everywhere, you don't use all these words opposite this, below this, above this. Because when the company, suppose Cafe Coffee Day shuts down his shop after 3 years, what will happen? People will search for Cafe Coffee Day. So you should avoid all these things in the address. This is my suggestion to my clients. Don't use all these things. And you can just give the things and you can create the company. Now here in Tally, what they will give is no. Means it will give this much screen only in Tally Prime. Now, if you want more features, you can click on more features. It will give you more details. Whatever you want, you can say yes, no here in these features. And if you still want more features, there is more details button here at the end, in the right hand side, right bar. More details. You click on this, you have GST details, you have TDS details, you have payroll details, PAN CN details, cost center details. And if you click on show more, it will cost center class also. So depending on show inactive, show less, show more. So whatever is available there, GST details, we can give the GST details here for e-invoicing, whether it is applicable or not. Now in GST, if you have 100 crore and more company, now from 1st January, you have to go into GST details and give e-invoicing as yes. Here, if you say yes here, then only that e-invoicing will be activated. From 1st April, I think 2021, it will be applicable from everyone. So now it is applicable from more than 100 crores. Previously, it was 500 crores. So I just say yes here. So where is applicable from? 1st January or for bill from place, 3 days, default period for e-invoice reporting, send e-way bill. You can directly generate e-way bill also. So here in GST module, GST masters, you have to create all these things for e-invoicing. So here, whatever you want, you just say yes, no, and all that things. You can just go through it. You can try with one company. You will understand all the features what are available in Tally Prime. Now, again in Alt K, K underline means Alt K. I just go to company, create, alter, change, select and shut down. Suppose I want to shut down, I will just shut down this company. Yes. So from here you can do this. F3, Alt F3, Control F3. These are the shortcut buttons. Now user management and password. Suppose I am in this company Apex Electricals. Now this Apex Electricals company, this is the main gateway of Tally. So first I will explain you this company. Suppose I go to change user. User management is here now. Now this company I open as a admin. Now if I want to open this company as a user, I just go to click here company. I say change user. I select the username. One minute. If I go to change user, I say Suresh is my data entry operator. See now, for data entry operator, I have restricted all the rights. He cannot see my balance sheet. He cannot see my profit and loss account. He cannot see my stock summary. He can only do master creation, nothing else. He can't go to voucher entry also. Suppose he is doing this. If I have restricted it to doing this, it will accept. But voucher entry is accepted, master is accepted. But the reports, he cannot see the reports because it is a data entry operator, he is not the main person. So I can restrict this by setting. This was already there in Tally ERP9. Users and password, user roles, password policies. You can set password policy also, like bank. Whenever bank is there, and if you want to select what is the password policy, after 8 days it should expire, or after 3 months it should expire, all that things you can set up in user management. Now this connect company is there. Suppose I connect my company, Apex Electricals, it will show your C. This, when it is connected, I can access remotely my companies from my browser as well as through remote access. So I should connect the company, and when the starting, my staff should connect the company when he reaches the office. So if I am traveling, I can access my company on my mobile or my web browser from anywhere or through remote access. So this is the main thing, how to connect the company. If you want to disconnect, you can go disconnect, remote access, browser access. Suppose I go to browser access, I will be showing you afterwards how to do the browser access. Then features are there. Now in features, see no access allowed because I am into Suresh. Now again from Suresh, I want to change it. I just say user, change user. I say A. Now if I go to this and I go to features, I can click here. Suppose when you create a company, you have not given all the features, but if you want to change the features again, if you say all features no, it will show only few things. If you still say no, show more features, it will show you only this small screen. So depending on company to company, you say yes here, again you go and you say yes here. Again, more details is from here. So all this screen, whatever is applicable to you, say yes, no. And further for other GST, TDS, all that, you have to go here and click this. So this is how I have done for my client. See in GST, whether LUT bond is applicable or not, monthly periodicity, all these things you can give in GST masters creation. So now this company, I can say select create company, alter company, change the company, select shut, user management for security passwords, connection for remote access and other things, features and security level is there, Tele Vault is there, and online access. All these things are given under company here. Now this is the main gateway of Tele. Now they have changed the looks of gateway of Tele. Now if I go to create, see, from one creation only, I can create my accounting masters. Like if I want to create groups, I can go here. If I want to create ledger, I can go here. I can just say escape. If I want to create cost centers, currency, and all these things, accounting, all the accounting masters are here. Then inventory masters are here. Then payroll masters, statutory masters, and all these things. All these under one screen. Now, if I again click on this, show more, it will be more price level, price list, all these things will be reflected here. Additional things, if you want that. If you say show less, it will show you only few things. If you want the change company, you can just click on change company and you can select the another company. So this is how you create masters here from ledger. I can just create in ledger also now. In each and every screen, they have given more details on right hand side. If I give more details, what I would name and alias, description, notes, currency, bill wise details, inventory values, cost center, opening balance, all these things. If you want, you just say on more details and you can give the details here. So this screen will contain only few things. If you want to give more details, you can click on more details and give all the details here. Here also show more. If it is there, you can just click on this. You can give the bank details also, party bank details, TDS details history. All these things are there. So you can just see one by one screen and you will understand what is there. So this is the new things which from here, if I go to group, here also more details. Whether I want group name and alias, group behaves like a sub ledger, net credit balance written off. If I say show more, if something is there, it will show. You can give this detail. And from here only, you can directly go to other masters. If I want to go to group ledger, I just this other master, I go to ledger. Other masters, I can go to voucher type. Here also more details. You can create type of voucher, additional voucher, and all that things. So these are the changes which are there. Now alter. If I want to alter ledger, I can just alter that ledger and give this. So these features I'm not explaining because this everything was already there in Tele ERP9. Now chart of accounts. Now words used are charter accounts. So see, once we create masters, groups ledger, same is chart of accounts. Now if you see big firms, they use the words like I have met many practicing CAs that we are not interested in accounting. We do only auditing work. We do only compliance work. We are not doing accounting in our office. But see, the accounting is the roots of all these things, compliance as well as audit. If the accounting of your client is up to date, it is implemented properly, and the accounting is done properly, it will save your time in your compliances as well as audit. So if you take interest in your clients' companies where they are using Tele or any other software, if they have implemented it properly, it will really save your time for compliance of GST, TDS, payroll, etc. As well as it will save time on your internal audit, statutory tax audit, because you will get a report on a click of a button. I'll show you few reports afterwards when we start with the audit function. So it is that roots are same, everything accounting will be same, but if you take interest and tell your client to upgrade to Tele latest one, you also upgrade to Tele latest one, it will be easier to exchange the data from here and there. And now what I have seen is clients are updating Tele because they want new features of GST in Tele itself. And whereas the CA, they are using the old version. So it clashes when you are taking your data from a client. Now this Tele Prime version, if your client data is in Tele Prime and you have Tele ERP9, it will not work in Tele ERP9. So you also have to switch over to Tele Prime. And whoever has the Tele TSS renewal done, for them it is a free upgrade to Tele Prime. There are no charges for upgrading to Tele Prime. Now vouchers are there, same things. day book, banking features are there. These are all, it was already there. In bank reco also, you can do auto bank reco. Then pay slip directly, payment advice is there directly from Tally. Check printing is there. Now balance sheet. Now this, in balance sheet, how you do? Now suppose I say basis of value. This is a new thing it is in given. Basis of value, change view and exception report. These three things are new. Now if I go to basis of value, if I want to say include working capital, I just say enter here. It will become yes, yes or no. Now stock valuation method, it is default. If I want to go FIFO, LIFO, FIFO perpetual, I just say FIFO, then scale factor. So it's a big company, corporate is there. If you are writing in crores or hundreds or billions, and say escape, it will create into billions. It will write here figures in millions. Now basis of value, again I will change to hundreds. Here I will change to default. So this is how it is figures in hundreds. So depending on your basis of value, in each and every report, this is will change. I will just show you change view. Now, if I want to see vertical, it will show me vertical with working capital here. Again, if I go to basis of values and if I say working capital no, it will become current assets and current liabilities. So how you want to see this? You can see then are the exception reports, negative ledgers. So this ledger was debit, freight is showing it negative. Actually, it is expense, it is showing negative. So it will show from here what are the negative balance. Input GST, rounding off. So whichever ledgers are in negative assets, instead of in debit, they are in credit, it will show in exception reports in this balance sheet. Now, if I go to profit and loss account, here also basis of value, stock valuation method and scale factor. It's a default, you say default. Now change view. If I want to see in vertical and exception reports, it will show as negative ledgers. So this is how you can see the in each and every report. You can see this basis of values, change view, and exception reports. Negative stock items, sales order outstanding, all that. All these items, negative items will be shown here. So depending on the report, you can see the exception report, basis of values, and change view. Now this was already there in Tally balance sheet. Suppose you want to compare with it last year, you say new column, and you can just give your period. I don't have this company, but I'll just show you how to do this. 31st March 2019. I can compare last year with previous year with current year by clicking on new column. I can add the column. If I want quarterly, suppose I just remove this 31st night, I delete that column again. I go to auto column. I want to see quarterly balance sheet. It will be quarterly, June, September, December, March. So generally, when you show in Economic Times, when this quarter compared to the last year quarter, so you can compare 2 quarters of first year, last year, as well as a quarter with the current year. So this way also you can say you can new column or alter column or delete column and so on. I just say escape. So this is how the looks have changed of balance sheet, profit loss and all that thing. Now second thing here, data on the top bar. Here you can take backup, restore, split the data, and you can change your path of the data. This configure the path also. You can take backup from here, you can restore from here, you can split the data from here. Now if I go to exchange, this is now for invoicing, sending our invoicing. Directly from here, you can directly send for e-invoicing. Now import. You can import the masters, you can XML format, you can import the transactions, you can import bank details. Similarly, you can export. You can use the right arrow key also, right arrow key, left arrow key. or Alt T for export. Suppose I'm here, I say Alt M, it will go here. So if M underline is Alt M, E underline is Alt E, or you can just go by your mouse. If I want to email directly, I can just configure one time. You have to configure that. You can directly email your invoice and all that thing directly from Tally. If I go to print, I can print that. Printing, I will show you that invoice, how to print the invoice and all that. And F1 is help. Now here, suppose I go to about. In help, there is one menu is about. Here in one single screen, you will get all the details of your Tally Prime 1.1 latest. What is my Tally stored? What is my serial number? Where is my backup data? And here I am using Windows 10. It is 1 TB, 4 GB RAM, which is a processor, how many printers are installed, and Ethernet. All these things in one single screen. Whether you are using some TDLs and add-ons, you can see from here. What is my last date? Tally 31st July 2020 auditor version. So this is in one screen, you can see your Tally, PC related details. Now, if I go to TDLs and add-ons, if I have some TDLs, I can see from here. If I go to Tally upgrade, I want to upgrade, I can upgrade from here, directly upgrade. If I want to go to settings, I can see my license, where is there? I can change the language. If I want to change the language to display language, how many languages are there? I can say English. I'm using English language. You can switch over to some other language also. Now settings again. Now in startup. Now first I told you auto sign in. Enable auto login for companies with same credential. If I say yes here, start application full screen yes, and enable auto login for company with same credentials. Suppose what I have done is all my 10, 15 companies are having my same user ID, same password. So once I select one company, I give my user ID password. And if I've given yes here in my this menu, then whenever I open another company with same user ID password, automatically that company will open. I no need to give password again. So this way you can see for your suppose family, suppose your own company, your wife company, your son, daughter, your private limited company, whatever it is, if you are giving the same user password, you can select one company. You can just say yes here, enable auto login for companies with same credentials. Other companies you can easily open without giving your user ID password again. So this is one more features which have been given. And if you are using only one company daily, you say load companies on startup. If you say yes here, whenever you start Tally, automatically that company will be selected. If you say no, you have to select that company. If you say yes, here in selected company, I have selected one company, it will automatically create that selected company whenever in the morning the staff comes and opens that Tally screen. Now we are show more. If something is there, Tally Prime server. So depending on this help menu, now here now one more thing is given here about settings. We have event log. What I have done today, I want also show event log. I can just see event log. Okay, I have started this company successfully, and all these things I can see from my event log here. This log will be given. Now again, I go to help. Now this I told you, na Atmanirbhar, it is repair reinstall application. Suppose some file is corrupted in the software, not data. I am not talking about data. I am talking about the software. If some software related file is not there or it is deleted by mistake, if I say repair reinstall application, automatically it will take that file from the server and directly it will be repaired. So no need for calling your hardware person or calling Tally. It will automatically get repaired. It is only related to your software license files, which are 10, 12 files are there. It will be automatically repaired. And your company data is there for that repair. You just click here, whichever data is corrupted, you can click on that. And if the data, some small file has been there is some bug, is there something there, it will be removed. This is for data. So depending on what you are doing, whether you want to repair that, don't try it again and again. This is only in case of some problem is there, you can report and then migrate data. Suppose you want to select one company and you want to migrate, you can migrate from here also. You can directly migrate from there, or you can just go to help menu and you can migrate the data. You can just specify the path where this company is and you can migrate data here. So this is help is there, print menu, email, export, import. Now last thing is go to. This is the main functions of Tally. Now Tally Prime, go to feature. Now see here, now I am in voucher entry. Okay, I am doing some entry. Counter cash or bank account. I am selecting one party. Now here, from here, I want to go somewhere else. I'm doing right now, I'm doing entry. I want to go to balance sheet. Suppose my boss comes and tells me, you give me the printout of my balance sheet or printout of sales register or something else, some other ledger account. I'll just go to key. Suppose they want some ledger. I want to see Havells India Limited ledger first before making this payment. So what I can do, I can go to day book, I can go to ledger vouchers, final account reports. Or if I say back here, I want to go to that particular ledger. I'll go to ledger reports, ledger outstandings, Havells India. I can see this only 29,000 is pending. Now go to feature, I can just see escape or from go to feature. I can directly, I will show open reports. It will show here, show open reports. I'll click on show open reports. It will be showing me you are doing this payment entry and you are seeing this ledger right now. I'll just go to payment and here it will continue. What previously we used to do, we used to give escape and going to that display account ledger, seeing that ledger account and again coming to payment. So from this go to feature, you can directly go to that particular ledger account, balance sheet or anywhere else and again come back. Suppose I go to balance sheet. Now again I go to profit and loss account. Again I go to some other report, final accounting reports. Suppose I go to trial balance. Now when I go to, again I use go to, I say show open reports. I will see payment, I will see balance sheet, I will see profit and loss account, I will see trial balance. Suppose again I want to go to balance sheet, I can click here. It will go to balance sheet. Again I say go to show open reports. These are the two reports are open. So you can just say account payment, directly I can go to payment and save this entry. So this is that. So this is the function of go to. Very good feature given by Tally. No need to going out from your whatever you are doing right now. Because many times our staff faces this problem. They are doing some sales entry. They have entered 3-4 items and you want some urgent ledger account. Then what they do, they say escape and go to that ledger account. They give printout, again go to voucher entry. So from go to features, they can access anything and go to, you can go to balance sheet, profit loss, each and every report in Tally. Any report you want to go, you can go from here. If you say show more, if I say show more, it will show me other reports also. And if I say expand all, again, if I say final accounts, where the final accounts are there, bills receivable, cash flow, fund flow, banking utilities. So whichever you report you want to go, you can directly create master from here also. If you want to create some master, to create from here, you want to create ledger, you can create that ledger. So go to is like Google. You want to go to somewhere else, you can directly click on this, create voucher, create the master, alter master, or any reports. So this is a very good feature given by Tally. go to feature. Now same feature, suppose I want to use simultaneously. Now, and if I want to switch over to some other report, if I say control G, Alt G is for go to, Control G is for switch to. Switch to means from one report to another report. I don't want to go back to balance sheet. I want to directly go to profit and loss account only. I will just say switch to, and I will say profit and loss account. If I say switch to again, Control G, switch to, I will go to cash bank book. So from switch to and go to, these are the two features. Now show open reports. Now accounting voucher creation is there and cash book summary is there. The close all report. If I say close all reports, it will close. So this is the function of go to and switch to. Now in voucher entry also, see this F6 is receipt. Okay, so if I click on this bar here, arrow here, it will show me F6 is receipt, Alt F6 is credit note, and Control F6 is rejection inward. F6, Alt F6, and Control F6. Similarly for sales, sales F8, delivery note Alt F8, and sales order Control F8. So like we use in balance sheet, we have regrouped all the ledger account last year. So this way it has been regrouped. All the related to sales, delivery note and sales order is in one place. Then related to purchase receipt note and purchase is at one place. Related to sale, journal, stock journal and physical stock at one place. So this is how they have rearranged it. So you can use this feature also from here while doing the entry. No need of going outside into inventory voucher, all that. You can just click on here or sales directly. You can say sales and then again delivery note. It will directly go into delivery note. So these features have been changed. Now one more thing, display account sales register. Now this is my bill of one party. Now when I go to print, it is showing me current. I want to print this current thing. If you want to print something else, you can click on others and you can print anything else also. But if I want to print current voucher, I can just click on current. Now here it will show as configure, preview and print. And I am going to preview. See now this invoice is going into two pages, first page as well as second page. Sometimes it happens in a company where there are 15, 20 items in a single bill. The bill runs into 2 page, 3 page, 4 page and so on. So if I want to reduce that page, what is the facility given by Tally? I just go to configure. I go to configure and here I just say optimize. Here it is given optimize printing to save paper. If I say yes here, once I say yes and say escape, and now if I say preview, if you say zoom, it will be in one page only. This is save your paper. Like people are saying now, save paper, save paper. So now in this, suppose it runs into 6 pages, it will reduce to 3 pages or 4 pages, depending on number of items you have selected. But printing will not, you can see easily all this Havells Lifeline Plus and all that things. So it will reduce optimize the printing automatically. 2 will be reduced to 1. So single sheet is the maximum. You can say single sheet. If you want to reduce it to half page, then there is another configuration where you can have printout on half page. Suppose you have only 4 or 5 items, you can configure into half page also. It depends on your printing configuration. And now one more thing is given in there is if I go to configure, now below optimize printing, if I say yes here, I'll just show you where it is. All these printing settings are there. Na? Whatever you want to say yes, no, yes, no. Yeah, optimize printing, yes. Now choose details to show on second page. Suppose now I have So you are printing on 2 pages or 3 pages instead of 6 pages. Now on second page, if I say yes here, I don't want few things. I want only buyer's address, nothing else. I will just say no, 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 everything. So only buyer address will be printed and all these order details and all the things will not be printed again. What I have done is I have just say no to this. Buyer contact details. If I don't want, I will say no. On the second page onwards, it will not print the extra items. It will be only in the first page. So this you can reduce that things also. If you want company address, mailing details, if you don't want this, you can just say no. So second page onwards, that printing will not be done. Whatever is on the first page, on the topmost part, on the second page, it will not show you all these things. So if I go to preview, suppose in first page it is showing this, I don't want consignee and buyer and all that. If I say no, it will not print on the second page onwards. So this way you can save your printing. So what we have done is folder browsing, setup manager, technical optimize, single sign experience, go to switch to voucher entry, and now once I am using this, I will show you how to access my data from my web browser. Then we'll take questions and then I will show you the audit functions. Now if I go to company, browser access, can you see my screen? Another screen?
Yes, yes, I can see it.
Now as an auditor, if you have this access, see down, this company, now see this company is connected here. If I go to this company, I can see all the reports here of that company. Suppose everything is written here. Suppose I will show you for the Apex. 1 minute. Just now see here, from this access, there is nothing is there. Now if I am entering in A something, I have saved this entry here. Now if I go to this access here from my browser, I go to balance sheet, I go to change report. I can see this entry here. Now I can change the period from here. If I want to change the period, I say 1st March, but I can just select from here. So this entry will be seen here. This is how I can access my data through web browser. So web browser, there are so many reports are given in web browser. If I go to web browser, Again, I will select one company. I'll go to A. I will do some entry. Again, if I do some entry, it will be automatically updated. So this way you can access your data through web browser directly. So browser access, I have given that access to them. So if you are in some other machine or somewhere in, you are not in your office, you want to access from your home, or if you are traveling, you want to access some from somewhere else, you can directly access from your browser. So this is a very good facility given from Tele ERP9 onwards. Latest versions had this browser access. Similarly, we have remote access. And Tele Vault, like security Tele Vault, if you say Tele Vault, if you give some password, it will be, your company will be shown as star, star, star. It is one step ahead than your security level, Tele Vault. This feature is also there. So now I will start one main feature. Before that, will you like to take some questions? Do you have some few questions for this? Because I've covered everything except audit related and compliance related part. Or shall we complete that and then take questions? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Only one question has come, so it is we can complete it and then.
Okay. Okay. So if I go to display more reports, see, now these are all these features, new features I already explained you. Company, data, exchange, go to, import, export, email, print and help. And this is the main gateway of Tally, where create, alter, chart of accounts, banking and all that. Now this is display more reports. For what I do for, first I will show you audit related things and then I will show you some compliance related things. Now analysis and verification. This is a very good feature given in Tally. Analysis and verification. These exception reports are also there. Ledger without email IDs, optional voucher, cancel vouchers, negative ledger, negative stock and all that things. And exception reports now are with each and every report. Like balance sheet also has exception, separate exception report. Profit and loss account has some separate exception report. Now analysis and verification. Now if I go to analysis and verification, if I say voucher verification, if I say data analysis. So this is the data analysis which is given by Tally. Now if I want to verify chart of accounts, I can just say two ledgers not verified. I will select another company. I will just show you in this. So now in this account squared off during the year, if you go to verification of chart of accounts, you can see this 17 ledgers not verified, account square off during the year, not used during the year, opening balance only, no transaction, used only. This is useful for our audits. Which accounts are squared off, which are not used, it was used last year. You can select that previous year company also here from here. If you want to just select that company, you select that company April 1920 and previous April 1819. So both the comparison will show. So you can compare also, compare company or company in the same period. You can just select this. You can compare with some other company also. It depends on which company you want to select. So just now, if I want to say squared off during the, I can see these accounts are squared off during the year. Not used during the year. These accounts are not used during the year. Only balance is no transaction. Use only this. Use only in the current year means this might be new ledgers or they might not be used in the last year. Similarly, verification of stock items, verification of balance sheet, analytical procedure. You can have group to ledger, all this ledger to group comparison from here. Suppose you want to group to group. If you want to say base group is sales, indirect expenses. So this way you can see this percentage. What are the indirect expenses compared to sales? Then pending documents. Suppose some purchase orders are pending, sales order pending. All these audit related things you can get from here. Periodic payments. Suppose you have selected some ledger accounts as periodic payments. Suppose telephone expense or some other expenses which are period, salary and all that things. You will get the report here whether the 12 entries are done in that year or not. If the 12 entries are not there, you will find out that provision is not made in the March or something like that. Then repeated transactions, same entries are repeated 8 times straight. It is repeated 8 times. Same amount is repeated. So you can see from your relative size factor. Now Spanish, one item is of 80,000, one item is of only 20,000. So what is the difference in this? So you can use this interbank transaction, then cash withdrawals and deposits, fixed asset analysis. You can say less than 80 days, more than 180 days, additions, deletions, and closing balance. And transactions on holidays, suppose it is on one day, Sunday is weekly off, highest and lowest value for a particular ledger account. Here 880 is the highest value, 105 is the lowest value. So you can just mark it from here, pending advances and stale checks and instrument. These checks are more than 182 days old, which are not cleared yet. So from here you can find out. Now one more thing is given, best thing is given is analysis and verification report, F9. If I click on F9, I select profit and loss account. Or if I select, suppose analysis and verification reports, I select balance sheet. Now balance sheet, I go to fixed assets, I go to furniture and stands, I go here. Now here in this entry, if I click here, I want clarification from the staff of that company. I don't have purchase bill. I will just say purchase bill. I want clarification from, I can select this Ramesh, Rameshwar or Suresh or anyone. If I sell any, it will go to everyone. But if I want from Ramesh, I can just select that, the party's users, Ramesh, and accept. So when Ramesh will log in, he will see that verification there and he can send us the purchase bill. Whatever you want, you can just say purchase bill and put to use date. Whatever you want to ask, you can ask here. So when Ramesh will log in, I just check. Now here he will say this. What I have used, see, I have used external clarification required, manually sampled. This is manually done. I will, this is a question. So from Ramesh, clarification from Ramesh, what he wants, he can write it here. Now, who has given that clarification? So Ramesh has given this clarification. So when I will see that from my login, this reply will be there. So whatever action claim I have demanded, it will be shown here. Please give tax invoice to our audit staff, given to your staff. That is already given that reply. This is how you can raise query inside Tally itself. Now, if I go again to company, I can say change user. I will say A. Now, this is okay. If I see yes, see this reply they have given. So once this is done, I can accept this and it has been done. This reply has been given. That this can be stored as your working paper also. That's this related party transaction. Suppose you have specified the related parties in Tally, all the related party transaction will be reflected here. All the forex transaction will be reflected here. all the repeated transactions will be reflected here. So according to this, if I go to again analysis verification, I go to voucher verification, I go to analysis and verification reports, and I go to profit and loss account. Here also, if I want something or some printout, this bill is not there. I can just raise the query here. I just say enter whether it verification on hold, external clarification, internal observation, or verified. If I say it is verified, everything is okay, verified. Depending on this, you can audit all the transaction with this feature of analysis and verification reports. Now master configuration. Now if I want periodic payment related party, I just, their master config given here. I just go to master, I just say related party. So from here, I have to ask my clients, which are the related party? He will say this party is related to me. Is related, yes. What is the relation? Brother. So whatever transactions are done with this party, it will be reflected in my reporting. It will come under related party. So you can just master configure this periodic payment and receipt, which have periodic payments. Suppose you have some head where there are every month office rent. If I just select office rent as a periodic, so every month whether there is an entry is not there, I will come to know from my report. Now sampling method. If I want to sample some data, I want to check only this data from 1st November to 30th November. I can use all vouchers. I can say amount range. I can use Benford analysis, even number voucher, odd number, specified period, specific vouchers. I just say Benford analysis, positive. So depending on this, once you sample this, it will be reflected in your sampling. This is manually sampled. This is Benford analysis. So from this, you can do external clarification, internal observe, verify. So here you can use your. So this is how you do the audit in Tally. You can use it for internal audit features. You can use it for statutory audit features. There are a few other features are also available. Now last, I will be showing you this statutory reports. Now before I go to statutory reports, I will select one company. See now, this is a company. This is my company. As a CA, I make this bill like this patient. This is the financial auditing services. I can write it as statutory fees for financial year 18-19, corporate tax consultancy, outward and CGST and outward SGST. So you can directly make your bill from Tally itself. Don't need to do an Excel or Word or something. You can directly bill it from here. You just say Alt P, current one. I just say preview. Now this consignee and buyer bill to ship to, you can reduce this. This will change. You go to F12, you remove this buyer and bill to ship to, it will change it to only party. A buyer of services. Consignee will be removed. The financial auditing services, statute audit, and so, GST is so much, my bank account detail is so much, and so and so. This way you can directly bill to your client from Tally itself. No need for doing in some other software or somewhere else. You can just set up all the services here. And when you go to print preview, configure, you can just configure here. contact details, name and address from party master, name only, show buyer GSTN, show concern details, you say no. How many copies you want? All these things from here, you can just change it as per your requirement and you can print it. Now, if I say preview, see this. APJV, buyer bill to. Now we term used as buyer of services and seller of services. So this way you can give directly, you can write whatever you want, whether you want to write 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 5 lines. Some lawyers, they write 8 to 10 lines in one, under one accounting head. And if some CAs are charging out of pocket expenses, like Xerox charges, stamp charges, so that way you can charge that. Now this see. Now I charge this professional fees, filing of GST on August 2019, GSTR 1 and 3B, HSN code, amount this much. Reimbursement of expenses, conveyance 810, travel charges 1,800, 2610. Other charges, OTP charges, captcha reading charges, portal issue charges, 810. We have not started this, but I think in future people will start doing this also. Like other professions, they charge for each and every expense, whatever spend time they spend. But we CAs, we have not yet done this, but in future, I think people will start doing this also. OTP charges, captcha reading charge, all that. But we are afraid that our client will run away, they will go to someone else. So we don't dare to do all these things. So this is how you can directly print from Tally itself. And once you see from Tally, I will show you the statutory report. Now GSTR 1, B2B invoices, GSTR B2C invoicing. And directly you can export this thing. Directly you can export. E-return. Company GST will collect the GST. See, suppose your GST number is wrong, it will give this message also. Company GST and UN, it will correct the GST and UN. So this check is also there. Many checks are given in now in Tally Prime. GSTR 2, GSTR 3B, then Challenge Reconciliation, GST annual computation. Now this is the main features. Many CS, they are not using these features. This is useful for each and everything. Suppose I say mark vouchers. See, once I have done all the checking, I just select this, I say clear all marking. Right hand side, there is one button, clear all marking. Are you sure to clear marking in all vouchers? I say yes. So now it has been done. Now any entries change by someone afterwards. Suppose this entry has been changed. Now if you go to statutory reports, see this entry will be reflected here. So after filing your return for that particular month, you have to clear all marking. Once you clear all marking, then all the entries will go away from this report. And if anyone changes in the past, in the next month when you go for your GST return, anything has been changed, it will be reflected in your report. So this facility is a very good facility given by, it was there in Tally ARP 9 also, marked voucher facility. These people should try this. It's really a wonderful feature given by Tally. And GST annual computation if you want. It will take time. But here, all this related to your GSTR 9, all that things, summary of outward supply, input tax rate, you can get it from here. You can see my screen PPT, madam.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we have covered this folder browsing. We have covered top menu and right buttons. Generally, many people use word as top bar and right bar, but because it is Saturday evening, I am using it as top menu and right buttons. Go to switch to easily multitask with voucher entry. Then change view, basis of value, exception reports, optimize printing, single sign-in experience, analysis verification, security controls, setup manager, technically at one place, and web browsing. So e-invoicing and e-payments. Madam, shall we take question first? Then I will show you few slides for e-invoicing and e-payments also.
Yeah, only I think 2 or 3 questions are there.
Yeah.
So we can take the questions.
Yeah.
Rahul, have you listed the questions?
Yes, I've listed the question.
Please share your screen.
Yeah.
See, first question that I have received is, do we have to do the company registration, create new company for an already existing company after updating? No. After you convert your Tele ERP9 data to Tele Prime, you don't need to do all these things. It is already there. All the data is there. You can start working that time onwards. You have to work in Tele Prime only. So now in future, you don't do any entries in Tele ERP9 if you are using simultaneously both the version right now. Because many people, they are using Tele Prime as Tele ERP9 also, because they are allowed right now. But in future, there will be no upgrades in Tele ERP9. As per Tele, this 1.1 release has come in Tele Prime only. So whatever new features will be updated by Tele will be in Tele Prime only. So sooner or later, people have to switch over to Tele Prime. So no need to create a new company again. You can directly convert that data. It will come there. Now, please highlight how Tele is in today's electronic mode of various compliance, be it direct, taxes, and indirect, including generation of reports and uploading various returns. See, now in Tele, from Tele, we are GSTR1, directly we are exporting into Excel, or we can export into JSON file also. And directly you can import it into your GST portal. Now, in few big companies, there are some changes required or something are extra required, which you can do directly in your GST portal, whether you want to reduce your ITC or something like that. Same thing you can do in Tele also, and then export the return. But if you don't know how to do in Tele, you can directly do in your GST portal. But Tele also allowed you to reduce the liability, to increase your liability and all that things. Features are given in Tele where you can reduce the liability by using some formula or something. So, and for the TDS, I am using for my clients, TDS we are doing in Tele itself. Directly, we get the printout of TXT file from Tele, this export of TXT file. That TXT file we run in TIN-NSDL software for FUA file, and that FUA file we upload on TIN-NSDL site directly. So no need to again use a TDS software or no need to do again working in Excel. Only condition is that you have to implement that data properly. All the accounts like masters have to be created properly in TDS, as well as GST, as well as payroll. Payroll also, there are pay slips are there. There is a PF, ESIC, all these reports. And then that reports can be directly exported to their particular sites where it can be imported into that portal. Any idea as to when Tele will be available on cloud? I mean, not on its own and not from other service provider. See, at present, it is not available. Other service providers are in future. Tele might collaborate with some other cloud person, or they might come out with their own cloud. But at present, I don't have any idea about that. But they have given that facility of TVU, that you use the TVU feature and you can use any private person clouds right now. Yeah. So shall I show you that slide of this PPT of?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now this new feature has been released by Tally for e-invoice. It was applicable for more than 500 crores. Now it is applicable from 1st it is applicable for more than 100 crores. And from 1st April, it will be applicable for all as per now. But in future, we don't know, but now it is applicable to, and many people, they are asking us that Tally itself is you can directly GSP, GST should be the provider. So it is a ASP also as well as GSP. So directly from Tally, you can directly generate. I'll show you one entry, but before that, there are few slides. I'll go a little bit fast. We have time up to 5:45, 6 o'clock, madam, right?
Yes, up to 6 o'clock we can continue.
Okay. So within 10 minutes, I will show you this slides, and then last 10-15, I will show you practically what we have done. This is a full 2-hour lecture, but I have just reduced the slides, which are the important slides that I have covered right now. See, invoicing, e-invoice. Now applicability. At present invoicing system, all taxpayers, the reporting of invoice on GST or JSON upload, sequential invoice number, no concept of IRN and all these things. And e-invoicing, B2B supplies, exports, aggregate annual turnover 500 crores greater than 1st October, greater than 1st January. And now in future, it will be for 1st April for everyone. Reporting on prescribed schema, structured template containing mandatory parameters, auto-populate GST returns. Now it will be 64 character unique IRN generated through hash generation algorithm. This is the way IRN will be generated. Then QR code will be generated, and you can do cancellation. It depends on the rules that as per GST portal. Now our B2C business, this question which they were asked in our previous things, I've just covered that. Our B2C consumer supplies also needs to be reported notified person? No, currently not. In future, as per GST, you can just see the GST FAQs. At present, it is no. Now, this is the invoice format. It will be the QR code will be here. Your invoice will be there, whatever invoice from Tally. QR code IRN generation will be there. The seller details, what is covered in this? Seller details, bad details, concern details, dispatch from details, item details, and all these things will be covered. Yes?
Uh,
Yes.
It is not visible actually. Your screen is not, only the first slide is visible.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Please move the this thing, PPT.
Now it is visible?
No.
1 minute. Now is it visible?
Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah.
So this is the applicability.
Yes.
E-invoicing, B2B supplies and all that. 64 character IRN will be generated. QR code will be generated. Now B2C at present, B2C is not only B2B transaction and B2G transaction, business to government and business to business. B2C is not covered right now. Now this is the invoice. It will be generated. This will be the QR code. And here it will be the IRN will be generated. Is there any fixed position prescribed by department printed here? No, it can be printed anywhere on the invoice. In Tally, it is printed on the top side. And taxpayer will receive a communication from department for the person to whom it is applicable. On receiving the communication, taxpayer will log in into the IRP portal. You have to log in into the IRP portal. You have to register there and select the preferred GSP. In GSP, you can select the Tally Solution Private Limited company is there. You can select that, and directly from Tally, you can directly raise the e-invoice to IRP portal. So first you have to do registration in your IRP portal and select that particular GSP as Tally. And then start generating invoice from date of applicability. Now B2B, B2G tax invoice, export invoices, reverse charge invoice, credit note and debit note. Now supplier will generate standard invoice using ERP. Now GSP will do deduplication check, return digitally signed JSON to supplier with the QR code information included in it, send authenticated payload to GSTN system, sends the e-way bill system and generates e-way bill number. Directly e-way bill also can be generated simultaneously. And GST system will invoice info gets stored in GST invoice registry. GST system now has a unique invoice with a unique number. GSTR1 of seller gets updated. GSTR2A and 2B of buyer gets updated. And buyer can use the QR code to verify the invoice. Buyer can use the ITC related to the invoice in his GSTR2 and 2B. This is the procedure. It will go to invoice registration portal. From there, it will go to GST site. From there, it will go to seller and buyer. Effortless generation invoice from Tally. Faster generation of bulk invoices also can be generated. You save all the invoice and you can just if you want to convert into invoice, bulk invoice can be selected, and e-invoices can be generated at the day end also. Quick generate invoice, which also requires generation of EWA bill to quick and easy access to invoice data information, and smart validations for ensuring compliance. This is covered in Tally. Role of GSP in e-invoice. GST Suvidha provider. It is an authorized inventory for businesses to access IRP. Taxpayer can only connect through the official government-sponsored G2B application, or more commonly called GSPs. So taxpayer will not be able to connect to IRP directly. It is through intermediary only. Now in 1.1, this is there. E-invoice is in Tally Prime. You can go to GSP and it will go to IRP. And if you have e-invoice as well as e-way bill also will be generated from here. One invoice, you enter one invoice, automatically invoice and e-way bill will be generated. And you can offline also you can do. If you don't have internet connection, you can just create on Tally Prime. You can offline JSON, and that JSON can be imported into your IRP portal through your user ID password. That also is possible. Suppose in factory they don't have this facility of internet, they can create that, they can send it to the office or something, and there we are, from here we can generate the e-invoice. Know the status of each invoice, whether it is generated, cancelled, rejected, IRN, etc. via IRN register. There will be IRN register in Tally where you can see how many are generated, how many are cancelled, how many are rejected, and what is the reason for rejection. Generate IRN for pending invoices. There will be a report called pending invoices where you can generate the invoice, e-invoice afterwards. And this is the IRN. This will be the IRN generated. It is 64 digits. Get IRN for the IRN manually, generate invoices, IRN rejected invoices, invoices for which QR code is deleted or corrupted. IRN cancellation due to duplicate entry, it is also possible, cancellation. If it is rejected, it will come with the reason why it is rejected. Suppose HSN code is wrong or something else is wrong. Hassle-free online registration from Tally Prime, where are various MIS reports are there, where the various things are covered in that MIS report. You can just see one by one. You will never need to go out of the product for invoicing. Directly from Tally Prime, you can generate, and it will go to GSTN portal as well as e-way bill portal. This is what we cover in this invoicing. I will show you practically. First, I will show you one more slide of e-payments. Can you see my slide of e-payments, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now
Yes.
this e-payment features is also been incorporated in Tally.
Okay.
Previously, that DBS Bank was there. Only DBS Bank you can directly do e-payment directly. If you have an account in DBS Bank, you can directly do e-payment from your Tally. It will go to DBS Bank directly. NEFT, RTGS, all that thing. Now, with Tally release 1.1, there are few more banks are covered, but that procedure is different than DBS Bank. DBS Bank procedure is different, and other 7 to 8 banks procedure is different. I'll just e-payment feature into Tally RPN release 6.4.8. E-payment confirm received from RMs. Upon receiving the request, the e-payment feature is getting enabled. banks currently supporting online e-payments is ICICI Bank, Bank of Tokyo, Citibank, Kotak Bank, DBS Bank, Yes Bank, and Bank of Baroda, HDFC Bank, and Standard Chartered Bank. These banks are covered right now. For DBS Bank, it is directly, you should have an account in DBS Bank, and it is directly facilities given in Tally to make the payment. In other banks, it depends on the bank to bank, the procedure is there. You have to contact that your RM manager, bank manager, and they will give you the procedure. Now, these are the banks covered right now. Indian banks are Kotak, ICICI that I have shown you, and International Bank, SCB, UAE. Now, DBS Bank India e-payment feature provides seamless integration between the business and the bank on real time. You can directly send all complete to the bank online with the click of a button. And other banks, you must primarily contact your bank relationship manager for activation of the e-payment facility. Then you can export complete e-payment transaction from the voucher level or from the e-payments report. So depends on you. If you have a huge transaction for NEFT RTGS, you can contact your bank manager and get this facility in release 1.1 onwards. Now Tally Prime, it will go to e-payment file. It will go to directly to internet banking. So this is how. Now I will show you in Tally how you can do this. This is IRN will be generated here, and all the barcode also will be generated. Once you are online, your company is there. This QR code will be here, and your tax invoice, all IRN, acknowledgement number, acknowledgement date will be. You can see from here. So I will show you one thing. 1 minute. Let me configure that. See now. This will be the bill. Here, this code will be there. I can't connect it to their portal because your company should be under that 100 crores. So this is the way. This is just we have made a sample e-invoice. IRN will be there. Acknowledgement number will be there. Acknowledgement date will be there. Should be hardware, Kiran Enterprise, all this. This is will be your e-invoice. This you can send it to your party. So when you scan this QR code, you will get the details contained in that. So first, I told you, you have to just in GST, you have to say yes. If you say yes in GST, company data, in GST, when we go to F11, here you have to say yes. Then only you can use that e-invoicing facility. And directly from Tally, you can generate e-invoice. Now in GST reports, when I go, if I say e-invoice, this will be the transactions that are covered. This is the main report covered, like in GST and TDS. We have triangulation report. In e-way bill also, there will be uncertain transaction, invalid information, rejected by e-invoice system. Why it is rejected? Reason for rejection it will give here. HSN code 729 is invalid. IRN field is required. So all these things will be covered here. Pending for IRN generation. If I say these two are pending, And if I select this and get IRN information, I click on get IRN information, automatically it will be converted into e-invoice. I'm not doing it right now. I cannot do it because I should have that facility. But if you click on get IRN information, you can directly generate this e-invoice. You have to click on get IRN information. Cancel, suppose you cancel this. So you can just say mark as cancelled. Why it is cancelled? And export it. It is already exported for us. So once it is exported, you can see here, this is already exported to the portal. All these reports are cancelled from e-invoice system. So why it is cancelled, it will give the reason. So all these reports, this is the report for your e-way bill, this e-invoicing. You can have IRN register also. If I click on IRN register, these are already marked as IRN cancel, IRN updated without QR code, rejected, exported for IRN generation. All these things we will get here. Modified after that, so that information also will be covered. If you have modified your sales invoice after converting into IRN e-invoice, then it will be reflected here. You can take the necessary action for that. So this is how you can see the e-invoicing. Now last is the e-payment also. You have to just select that bank. I'll just show you that. If I say this, all these entries has gone into e-payment. Once I generate that e-payment, if I go in ICICI Bank, there are so many transactions are there, which directly I can go to this bank module. If I have get e-payments, transaction with incumbent information, transaction with info mismatch, transaction sent to bank. So when I generate certain things, that reference ID will be created here. And once the reference ID will be created, this is exported to the bank manager. Once the bank manager accepts it, automatically your NEFT RTGS will be done. So this e-payment facility is also been here, but depend on DBS directly you can do. Other banks you have to contact your branch manager and then activate it accordingly. So now many people they ask me why we should switch over to TelePrime. Can't I continue with Tele ERP9? See, at present they have given that facility because it is a switch over to a very new version with latest features. So in future you have to convert. Once you convert into TelePrime, you have to continue with TelePrime only. If you do again enter in Tele ERP9, again you will have to convert. So if you have converted into TelePrime, you do start doing entries in TelePrime. It is giving all the report and new features are included in this. So you can use that new features for your auditing and compliances purpose. And all the new features will be available in TelePrime only henceforth. So after your audit, suppose you are busy with right now, many CAs are busy with audit. They say after audit we will do that. So it depends on your client or on in your office. Whenever you want to switch over to TelePrime, you can switch over. And many people say, भाई मेरे को TelePrime से वापस Tele ERP9 जाना है. You can't go to Tele ERP9 again. Once you start working in TelePrime, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, एक बार आपने चेंजेस कर लिया, उसमें एंट्रीज कर ली 15-20-30 दिन तक, वापस आप Tele ERP9, क्योंकि प्रोडक्ट हैज बीन चेंज, लुक्स हैव बीन चेंज. बहुत लोग पहले से बोल रहे हैं लुक वर्षों से वही दिख रहा है, तो अभी थोड़ा लुक चेंज किया है, कलर कॉम्बिनेशन चेंज किया है. So you have to change according to that and switch over to new TelePrime. That is what is my suggestion to my clients also. And generally we should use the latest version. Everyone should upgrade it. Tele TSS should be renewed. So you can use all these latest features in Tele which are available. तो अगर चेंज होने के बाद बहुत लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं चेंज हो जाओ चेंज हो जाओ. एक बार चेंज होने के बाद बोलते हैं अरे चेंज क्यों हो गया, पहले ऐसे नहीं रहे आप. माय वाइफ टेल्स मी चेंज हो जाओ चेंज. मैंने अभी 20 साल के बाद मैं चेंज हो गया तो बोलते अभी पहले ऐसे नहीं रहे. Why you change? So accordingly, if you want to change it to TelePrime, it's really, we have worked with big companies also. Big companies, we have converted data, used data of 3 years, 4 years, and it is working fine. I think people should take the call as per their clients, and they can slowly and steadily within few days or 15 days or 1 month, you can convert it into Teleprime. First, you try with your 1 or 2 small companies. If you feel that no, it will there will be some problem with my data or something like that, you try with one small company. You will understand what report you are getting in Tele ERP9 and whether what report you are getting in Teleprime. Yeah, I think I've covered everything in this right now. Yeah. Yes, madam. Any question? Any more questions?
I think there is one question. Rahulji, you can.
Yeah, I'll do it. So the fourth one.
Yeah. One question is, if we import old data in new Teleprime for 1.1.21, do we need to go back and change any setting or add any more detail? Example, if GSTN or address or something is not included or PAN, etc., without changing any change in figures. See, if you convert into Teleprime, in Tele ERP9, if you have not given the GSTN number, it will not be updated. But if you have given in Tele ERP9, it will be updated. And once you start changing in Teleprime, if you add something in Teleprime, no need to go back to Tele ERP9. Whatever changes you want to do, you can do in Teleprime. So whatever is already there in Tele ERP9, it will automatically get converted into Teleprime. And whatever new features you add in Teleprime, it will be affected only in Teleprime only. One more, can we go back data entry if we work in Prime? See, now there one more question is, can we do backdated entry? Yes, definitely. Suppose you have done entry only up to September, October, November, December, you have not done entry. Suppose one personal company is there, I have not done entry from June onwards. Of course, you can convert it into Teleprime and start working in Teleprime. So then you have to stop doing entries in that Tele ERP9 company, and you have taken the backup. So that backup is there for old version. Now in Teleprime, you can start from April also, 1st April 2020 also. Suppose you have not done entry. Personal, many clients they do entries for the full year. From 1st April 2020 to 31st March 21, they'll do. So they can, after converting into Teleprime, you can start doing entries in Teleprime. So I think people should switch over to that, and we should also insist that our clients do that. Generally, whenever I take lectures, it is humor based, but because of these 2 hours, we have to control ourselves and stick to the subject. So I've covered almost everything, and Tally is really a wonderful software that I'm using since so many years. I'm using for big factories also. We are doing project costing in Tally. We are doing process costing in Tally. For my big clients, they are doing project costing, process costing, everything through Tally, cost analysis. So there are so many features available in Tally. You have to explore that and use it for your clients. You have to implement properly at your client's place. It will be really useful. It's really a ERP implementation. If you do for your client, it will really help you a lot. Yes, sir.
Deputy Convener CA Krishna Kumarji to present vote of thanks to Jitendra.
Thank you, Seemaji, for giving me this opportunity. Today's topic on Teleprime data, Teleprime time by Mr. Jiten Mehta. So Mr. Mehta has very well covered the topic and demonstrated the detailed menu by giving the practical examples, including e-invoices and all other features. And members have benefited by today's lecture. And on behalf of JB Nagar CP Study Circle, I propose a hearty vote of thanks to the speaker, Mr. Jiten Mehta. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jiten.